What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Tuesday. Got a 15-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with my favorite 6 plays, 2 pitchers, 4 batters to get it done for you tonight. Coming off a really good night, especially with the hitting last night. The pitching on the whole entire slate yesterday was really bad, but because Zach Greinke, of course, that game got rained out, and Lucchesi really struggled with his command, walked a few guys, giving up some runs. Couldn't really go that deep, but Kelly actually did pretty damn well for the Pirates, considering just how bad the rest of the pitchers were in the slate. But the hitters, we had a home run from Willie Calhoun. He got 14 for us. Vlad got us 18. Mazzara got us 20. Bichette got us 29. So those guys combined for like 81 DraftKings points. So if you ran out those hitters, you're probably looking pretty good. And if you ran out the 2 pitchers I recommended, I did mention in the video, if Greinke's game does get postponed, and it did like an hour before locked on the pivot to Lucchesi, and he wasn't bad. I mean, he didn't kill you. So all in all, those plays are really good. So definitely go ahead and drop a like in the video if you got some success from those plays. Let's try to get over 80 likes in this one, and let's hop right into it. So I'm going to go with Matt Boyd. There's definitely a few different pitchers you can go with. I just think that Boyd has the best matchup of the bunch here today, coming off a struggle last time out against the Royals, but I think he'll be able to bounce back in this matchup against the Mariners. He did very well against them the other week, 6.1 innings, 10 Ks, and 28 DraftKings points. It just matches up really well for him, just looking at his splits. He's been really good against lefties. The Mariners, that's kind of been their strength of their team for the most part, has been their play of Vogelback. And he's a lefty, and Boyd much better against them, has a 33% K rate and a 2.5 xFIP against lefties. And also just the BBP against this team is off the chart so far, 42% K rate and 40 plate appearances. They only have like a 170 batting average as well. So I think I'll be able to have another really good start here. Hopefully get some more run support and give us some good K upside. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first pitcher. And I'm going to go with Dustin Mae. This guy, I love his stuff. He has really good pitch arsenal. This the second game. He just looked a lot better, and just the numbers look a lot better compared to what he did against San Diego. He was doing pretty well against San Diego as well, but just in the 5th inning, he struggled and gave up some more hits, and then wasn't able to close off a solid start. So, and this is his 3rd matchup. It's gotten easier every time, I would say. San Diego, a solid lineup. St. Louis, they're a little bit below average, I would say. Then Miami is definitely below average. So it's getting a little bit easier here. I think we'll see some more improvements from him. Hopefully they allow him to go a little bit deeper in this game. He only pitched 83 pitches last time. So maybe they'll give him a little bit of a longer leash against a bad team like this. And it's just a good spot where I think he can settle in. Not really high pressure situation. Miami has like 2 people watching their games, and I think he can definitely get the win here at 7,500. So he has really good upside, I would say. His K stuff can definitely be good. I mean, I was watching him in his first start, and I liked a lot of his pitches. The movement on it looked really good. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second pitcher. Then I'm going to go with Javier Baez here as my first hitter, 5,100. Guy's been a tank against lefties, stolen base ability as well here against Jason Vargas, who does give up some stolen bases. And looking at his numbers against lefties, 352 ISO, 423 WOBA, so definitely nothing to bat an eye over. And this is the park upgrade going to Philly. The only concern here in this game is that there is some weather that's going to be here. But based on the people I've been reading, they've been saying that it's looking better than the initial report. It should clear out by the time of the game. But obviously things can change. It's 7 hours before this game starts. So definitely keep an eye on it. I'll do the best of my ability to update you guys if anything changes. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there, though. I'm pairing him up with Castellanos. So definitely got to keep an eye on this game because I think the Cubs have some really good value and ability to kind of have a really big game against Jason Vargas here. Castellanos, another guy that's been great against lefties, 309 ISO, 449 WOBA versus lefties. They're implied 5.3 runs. And Philadelphia, really good hitter's park, really good for home runs. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second hitter. Then I'm going to go with Torres here. This guy just is the father of the Baltimore Orioles this year. 13 out of his 26 home runs have come against this Orioles team. They're implied 5.3 run, not 5.3, that's from Castellanos. They're implied like 6.8 runs or something like that, I think. The Yankees have been dropping like double-digit runs against his Orioles team every time out, it seems like. And I think Torres can have another good game here against his team. John Means, he's been pretty good, but just the numbers, if you look at his xFIP and his numbers against right-handed batters, he's been a little bit worse. And Torres, one of the best right-handed batters in this lineup, has shown some good ability against lefties. And Means, one of his biggest things is the generate hard contact, but I feel like Torres is always just hitting frozen ropes, so I think that he can maybe counteract the ability of John Means. And John Means fell apart last time out against the Yankees, kind of lost his cool, and just really fell apart in like the 5th inning. So maybe that's kind of in the back of his mind that this Yankees team really just figured him out and they can get to him again. And this Orioles bullpen is an absolute disaster. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third here. Then I'm going to go with Dexter Fowler as my final guy at 3,900 here, going against Glenn Sparkman. This guy is not a good pitcher at all. This is absolutely terrible against lefties. 2.7 home runs per 9 allowed to them. And Fowler should be in the leadoff spot, either the leadoff spot or the second spot in the lineup, and definitely get up to 5 at-bats against Sparkman, a bad pitcher, bad bullpen here in Kansas City. And I think Fowler, not the greatest power, but he also has shown better improvements in his power recently. If you look at a home run, a few doubles here and there, so definitely has the ability to get on base, and has a small chance of getting a stolen base as well. So I think he can get it done in different ways. Kind of a safe option that does have the chance to give some upside. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as the final guy. So you got Boyd, Dustin Mae, Torres, Baez, Castellanos, and Dexter Fowler. So I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a like in the video. If you did, 80+ likes would be appreciated. You can comment any questions you have down below in the video. But like always, like I said, keep an eye on that Phillies-Cubs game. There is some weather concerns. Also, slight weather concerns in the Yankees game. Keep an eye on just all the games, and we should get a word, though, before lock. So good luck on the slate. Hit that sub button so you don't miss out on any more MLB DFS picks, and we'll see you back here again next time.